You gotta pop your collar too, dude. We're doing Castlevania. Like, it has to be this way. Are we good? Are we popped?
Yeah, we have popped our collars to talk about Netflix's Castlevania.
Heavy metal. Heavy metal. Now, what I appreciate the most is that this even happened.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that a Super Nintendo game... I mean, no, it's a whole franchise.
It's a franchise.
Like,
no, but let's be real, it started there, and it's old school, it's got its roots. Personally, I've only played Portrait of Ruin, some, like, Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, I've never played a Castlevania game for more than, like... You know, I had it for the Super Nintendo. I played about 5 minutes of it. It was too hard. Yeah, everybody knows I'm a baby at video games. I can't play them.
It's like proto Dark Souls, but with the style turned up to 10,000.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've seen a lot of Castlevania play, so like I appreciate kind of the whole kind of...
It's like Metroid-esque,
like laden, like kind of story.
Right, and what we were really trying to see, because we do a lot of adaptation sort of review, or just really look into the difference between, you know, the video game, the transition. And one thing I've got to say off the bat, I'm sorry. I mean, there are good parts, and we'll get to that, but the music, complete whiff. Yeah,
for the most part.
We literally watched that 10 minutes ago. I don't remember a single... Where was...
Yeah, it's like, Castlevania. Castlevania is renowned for its music. True.
I need it. I need the bloody tears. I need that 8-bit rock. It's important to me. It's important to me.
Yeah, and like I think overall too. I mean, for our perspective, since we're not huge Castlevania people, like for us, it was very much seeing like, oh, Netflix is coming out with a new kind of, you know, more seinen adult kind of animation. We kind of wanted to see what they did with that. Yeah, and we're pretty meh so far. Unimpressed, definitely.
What
overall.
was interesting is we went into this thinking, let's see. There's no Japanese animators. There's a Japanese... I didn't know if it was going to be as anime
because it's a Japanese video game, we thought that there might be some kind of Japanese team in, or that it was like, you know, focused on a Japanese audience.
There was definitely a huge anime influence with, let's say, the opening. We buckled up and we were like, oh, okay, all right. Like, we get some ink washes there.
A lot of storyboard stylization type stuff.
So I was excited, and the first episode delivered on the style and the atmosphere that I was looking for.
The first episode, I think, really set up, like, a really good point. Yeah. And then we got to the last episode, and we kind of got where I think we should have been for the other two episodes.
Yeah, for me, I mean, maybe this was asking too much, but, I mean, like, you watch 10 seconds of any Castlevania game gameplay, and, I mean, you can throw up some stuff. You'll see it, like, just craziness, skulls flying, like,
there's
silver daggers.
Plenty of cool stuff to do, but, like, and that was the thing, like, the first episode has all that, you know, it has, like, technology and Dracula transforming and all the fire and him teleporting and speaking through fire, the face, the demons and everything.
A lot of expression.
And then the next episode just really didn't have any of that. And then, what is it? We were talking about just the world building too. Like, hell gets unleashed. And then, like, he walks in this town where, like, we literally see demons, like, carrying off, like, the corpse of a baby. And, like, you're like, I love the shot of the guy trying to get the intestines off with the broom. Hilarious. Like, beautiful stuff. But then, like, people's, like, priorities are all over the place. Like, people get mad at the priest for, like, I saw him beat up an old man. It's like, you were cleaning intestines off your roof. Where are your priorities? And, like, the speakers are like, we lost our daughter, and, like, she comes back and we're all happy. It's like, intestines on the roof. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand where your guys' perspective is.
Perspective, that's the word. It's a little...
There's no gravity to anything because everybody's priorities are in such a strange place.
And, I mean, definitely for those villagers and that city. But let's not forget the viewer. We just saw it rain blood the episode before.
Yeah, so it's really weird to just kind of bounce around. Like I like the one, like, we went to the bar and we had, like, the, like, guys, like, talking about goat fucking and, like, you know, just their very droll lives, which I kind of like because it was just like, oh, that's right, because they haven't been affected by it yet.
Right.
Boy, do they have it coming. Yeah. But then as the series progresses, like, nobody has that perspective.
Right.
So
it's
dumb.
It's interesting because it's a Western take. I mean, obviously all Western. Who were you saying? You knew somebody from the... one of the story.
Warren Ellis is the writer for it. He's a veteran comic book writer.
Comic book guy. So,
I think he understood what in the story he needed to tell and like to adapt it well. I think for me, the animation and the way the story was told is really what's lacking here.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking a lot about set pieces, and I'll definitely agree on that. I'll take the color, but you go for the set pieces.
Yeah, so like everything is animated in this like, here's a set piece, let me linger, here's a set piece. No animation is like, nobody like walks into frame or like the frame moves to a different composition. It's all like, here's a picture.
The camera.
Here's a picture. There's several times that like the animation gets like super choppy because they were like, yeah, that's too intricate to animate. Let's just have him land. Like we'll just cut and he'll be already on the ground because we can't animate the transition of his like legs bending and like him like reacting.
There's a touch
and that's like cost. I get to it an extent, but they never like they don't animate anybody's eyes or eyebrows to move. Like
and Dracula has so much emotion at the start that's communicated by fire or just environmental glass breaking. So you want a little bit from I don't know the protagonist like
and like his whole thing of like like we get the setup episode where Dracula like is clearly scorned and you're like because like it's like I'm rooting for Dracula here. People really kind of dig
most
over.
Investment there.
Yeah, and then like the main character's just very like I kind of this, I kind of that, but mostly I'm kind of just a Han Solo type character who like am very like vague about whether I'm motivated to do anything, and it's like no, that's okay, but like when they kind of gave him like I don't know what I want to do scene, it was just kind of like I don't know what you want to do either, and like this is 4 episodes, and like thank God it's only 4 episodes. Like oh man,
it's a swing. Now let's say another 4 episode comes out within the end of the year. Okay, then I see what they're doing there. But they need to get the ball rolling, all right?
Yeah, all the future episodes need to be at the 4th episode's level and growing.
Just the momentum needs to be because like you can't have Satan pull his face down from the clouds in episode 1 and then expect me to be invested.
Yeah, we can't roll back to Act 2 every season if it's only going to be 4 episodes.
It's strange. And I mean, what I will say about the coloring, oh boy.
Yeah.
The colorists on this did as much work as they could.
Yeah, honestly, like, if you ever hear this colorist, like, we see the work that you did. There's shots where there's no detail on the face, and you can tell the colorist kind of went through and put some shadow on because they were like, I'm trying to make up for as much of this shoddy line work as possible.
It was blue, and I mean, I want to say red, right, because of the blood, but no, it was orange. It's orange and blue, not even some green. Like all the greens were blue. Like, and I get it; those work. It's like I remember when I first saw it when they walked in the dragon. I was like, okay. All right, I like those colors.
It's heavily stylized in the red and blue, but like it never changes ever.
You need. If you're gonna do 2 colors, you need high contrast, or you need a mid-tone to like get in the middle of it. Why not design the middle character's costume in? I mean, I know he's got green pants, but it's so like washed out. None of the characters or the scenes really electrified and popped. Now we've talked some shit right now, but let's pull back on what actually was cool. Fundamentally. Heavy metal, like, for sure.
Yeah, the gore and Dracula are all very what I like. From what I've seen of Castlevania, I was like, I'm satisfied with Dracula.
I would have liked a touch more magic. Like, the magic is subdued, and I get that. We have the one character supposed to use magic. We have the vampire character.
And I liked her, again, back to the colors. The colors is just making that lightning and stuff just look beautiful.
Yeah, and the ice, and it's good, and they're giving her some movement with those powers and things. But at the same time, like... And the laser on the Cyclops was cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
But
it didn't mean anything.
It's...
Well, because, like, one of the things I love about the Castlevania things is, like, the, you have, like, kind of historical mentions or characters where it's, like, Medusa, like, and that was our first thought. We saw the stones and we were like, oh, it's Medusa. And then it's like, just random-ass Cyclops.
I wanted a lot of attitude. We watched some, what was it? Was it the game, like, the more you know about games?
Yeah, it was Did You Know Gaming? Did You Know Gaming? Has good compilations of the best, like, monsters.
We watched those to sort of get us hyped about it and get us, like, situated. And we a couple times saw the creator of Castlevania, whom, in all shots from different eras, always wearing the cowboy hat. And I mean, I think I want that to really, like, push the idea. Castlevania, for me, especially when I played Portrait of Ruin, all about the attitude, man. All about just, like, Woo!
Yeah,
just like we got Frankenstein, we got Medusa, we got Dracula, we got Death, we got everybody. We got skeletons. We've got all sorts of demons. I remember the first thing I told you is when the bat people came down. I'm like, okay, now I need some mid-level demons, and I need to see I want a range, because for me, Castlevania is about the range of the enemies, and we got this sort of like mid-level werewolf blue teeth thing, who admittedly had this fun scene in the middle, but at the same time, it's like I want to see.
We want to see some creativity.
Some creativity in the enemy variety, and I don't know if that was just a budget thing, but I don't really care. Like,
we're like just warming up. Like, it's just a weird 4 episodes. Like, as much as we kind of like that,
that's strange.
It's also a strange way to.
4 is strange.
4 acts is a weird structure. Like 5 acts would have made more sense.
Do you know anything?
No, like a 4 act like structure is very strange. I mean, we kind of got a prologue and 3 acts, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
But it was strange.
It all depends on how much more they pump out and at what level it is. Let's say if this came out every 4 months or 3 months. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right,
but
maybe.
This is going to be slower than that, definitely.
I mean, obviously, especially with the way that it was animated, it definitely had some backing, but there's no source material to support this. This is
not from a writing standpoint.
Exactly.
I think Warren Ellis kind of took his stab at the page, and they're probably just working off that.
So it's from the hip. I don't know if a lot of, like I said, the mid-level monster designs are a little basic. So it's like, okay, how much creativity is being pumped into this? Is this just generic, like, Dracula pool? Because you can draw Dracula like a smoke fire demon so easy, and it works, and I'm going to be impressed every time because it's awesome.
Again, leaning on the colorist.
I'll just, like, no lines there, just swirls of orange. And again, with the orange and the... I wanted to see some green. I wanted to see some...
we just ran into that problem. Like, what is it? They have the scene in the church
floosh
where they have it super orange.
Just pouring
in. But then they go to the next scene and it's supposed to bring the tension up more. And they have nowhere to go but, like...
More orange.
Just, more orange. Like, that's the thing. They got to a point where they turned the orange all the way up. And then they had nowhere to go.
So they throw the ice, colors, like literally they throw the ice in the middle of the episode, like the end of episode.
More blue, but because, like, again, like...
Because they...
Show a moon come out. Like, I don't know, switch it. Like...
Yeah. And that comes back to the set pieces thing. All in all, I think that this is probably a nice stab. I wouldn't say a sword slash. Okay.
All right, guys. Definitely let us know what you guys think. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. And we're looking forward to a season 2.
Or there's more. More. I'll take more.